Wonderful, wonderful time here at the Business Plus with me, Rachel Kahugo. Karibuni sana. We are going to be having an amazing time. Today I'm at El Dorado Rustic Hotel and Garden. El Dorado was taken from the country of Mexico, and you can't believe it. El Dorado means gold, and as you can see, the place is golden. And today we are going to be having an amazing discussion because we want to focus on the garden. If you have a piece of land and sometimes you think the only thing that you can do with the piece of land is maybe just kupanda miti or just to put up a house and rent it out, today I want to give you another concept of the same, because business is more than meets the eye. And today I'm going to be telling you about how to make money using your piece of land, just to make sure that hautakaa na land tu na hauifanyi kazi. All right, so we'll meet here at the Business Plus. Remember, you can talk to me at MBCI TV Facebook page pale kwa comment section. And as you can see, the place is very beautiful. I don't know, are you ready to own such a place and have events and have everything happening here? This is the place to be. We will be meeting Kelvin, the manager of El Dorado. Usiende mbali, we are meeting Kelvin right away for the discussion. So we are here, and as I've told you, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. As you can see, the ambience is amazing. So we'll be talking to Kelvin, the manager of El Dorado Rustic Garden and Hotel. You'll be telling us about the place. Yes. Okay.
El Dorado basically it derives its name from a place of gold in Mexico.
Ah, a place of gold.
Yes, a place of gold, a whole place where people used to dig gold. So that's why the name it came about, like it's a place where you can get good things. So we are basically situated along the road to Lanet Gate, KWS Gate. Okay. So we are from the junction of Pipeline. We are like 800 meters away from there. Then we are just about 200 meters away from the gate for KWS.
All right.
So we are directly opposite Sauta. And the place was started in early 80s. As
early 80s?
Early 80s, yes. So it has been through there. Some people have some memories about it, especially those people who live around Nakuru. So it's a place where it's a cool, quiet place. If you want to be outside the city, you want where you relax, you can always come at this place. So, it's quiet, serene, and you can enjoy yourself at this point. Yes.
All right. So what's new about El Dorado and like the 80s? Ukiangalia sasa na side.
Okay, the difference is late last year we closed down. Then we did a renovation. We give it a modern touch with a rustic touch. Basically, if you just check in our ambience, most of our is rustic touch. And then we enhanced the garden, we enhanced the lawn. So basically it has been modernized to give it that modern feel, but at the same we maintain the whole structure the way it is. So
the old part.
The old part of it. So just some few changes, but we have maintained the whole thing but we have tried to make it have a facelift which is modern, but also try to maintain the whole structure the way it is.
All right. So at El Dorado, what do you guys offer apart from the garden that you can now see?
Okay, El Dorado, we offer accommodation. We offer restaurant services. We offer accommodation, restaurant services, and we also do swimming pool. At the same time, we can offer also outdoors activity for children, those who want to have fun fairs. So we're in the process of getting trampoline and bouncy castles and other outdoors activities like darts. We can do also chess. So we can be offering those kid fairs regularly. And also we are planning to start something like a koroga, where people can be coming, showcasing their cooking skills and all that kind. We give you the garden. So it's basically a combination of many things. we can always say sky is the limit. If you have any idea.
Sky is the limit.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
And now let's jump to the good parts about the garden. We've said watu wengi wakisikia garden, it's usually about when I have a piece of land that I'm not using. For most people, it's usually I rent it out for farming, or I farm myself. I just put up buildings and I rent out to people, or put up a building and do businesses in the building. But now this is unique because it's just a garden that umefanya inaka very beautiful, and now it makes money for you guys. Where did you get the idea?
Okay, the idea, okay. Basically, what happens is there's what we call event business. So event, it revolves around space.
Yeah.
So you can decide to have an event in an enclosed space. You can decide to have an event in an open place. But what makes the difference is the theme you're trying to create and the space you have. So how do you utilize that space to make the event a success? You see, about human life, from the time you're born to the time you go back to the Lord, to be with the Lord, is a story, and mostly the events in it.
Yeah.
So from there you have to create a niche. So there are those people who celebrate a child's, like the baby showers.
Yeah.
So they need something unique. You don't have to do it in your house. So the idea basically came from like the concept of events. Like you have to have events. So where do you have the events? So you have to have it in a place. So, but you can come with the uniqueness out of it. Like nowadays people don't do the reception. You can decide to have a church wedding, but you can have it in a garden.
Yeah,
so you
the
call
garden weddings.
Yes, the garden weddings. You call your pastor there and you come, and the reception can be done. So it's a function of how do you create an event to look unique. So that's where the concept all came about. And also my boss also has traveled a bit, so he picked these ideas from different places where he has traveled. So that's why he came up with this idea of having a serene, green, nicely done lawn, which can actually use for events, and not only wedding receptions. We can do team buildings. You can do.
So basically, any outdoor event. Inaweza fanyiwa hapa. And you've mentioned something very important about traveling, which means if you're out there and you want to have such a business, you need to travel a lot for you to get such ideas, because you wouldn't want me to come to a place and have an event, a place boring. And for you to get ideas, how you'll make your garden look so beautiful, you have to travel. So I'll give an example. I have a piece of land, and I want to use it for like a garden, as you've done here. So what's the first step?
Okay, let me correct something about traveling. You don't have to travel to America or to where to have ideas. Nowadays, traveling has been made easier. You can travel using your phone.
Yeah.
So the first is not necessarily traveling per se, but is doing your research.
Research.
Yes.
Right.
And I can say most of these ideas, they are not. We are not trying to invent anything. Mostly, what we do, we are trying to be innovative. These ideas have been there since time immemorial. Like the only bit is now you have to try to be innovative and do research. So you have to do your research. First of all, you have to do your research, know the kind of business you're going to get in. That's basically cutting across all businesses. You have to have information. Information is power. So
information is power.
Yes. So once you have done your research, you know the kind of clientele you're targeting. And are they willing to pay whatever you're going to charge for that? So once you have known that, it's very easy for you now to know that I'm going to incur this cost, and then this cost, when I charge this, I'm going to have the return to this. And also you give yourself time. So from there, things always, now you go with the current situation. What is there? What is really selling? What is the real thing in terms of I'm doing this business? What am I going to get out of it? So once you have known that, it's very easy now to come with a concept. So now you draw your concept. And your concept should be unique from your competitors.
Okay.
But not necessarily that you are competing them. But you know, competition is healthy because
Yeah,
it
it
makes you be at toes and you give the best.
Yeah.
So
and you grow.
You grow, yes.
Yeah.
So once you have known your unique selling point, then you use that to get into your business and actually make business out of that. So the key thing is do research, then have a unique selling point.
Okay.
Once you have your unique selling point, then you put it outside there for people to see it, then let people come. Then there's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
So
you improve with time.
Now improvement will depend with the customer's needs and demand. So once you have known their needs and it makes business sense, you improve.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let's now go to this point about I now have a land.
Yes.
But I need to make money through the land.
Yes.
Right? So how do I turn it into a garden that will now bring in clients and, you know, make money through the land?
Okay. First, you need to involve a professional. Like especially there are those landscapers and they're around. They can assist you. They can know how the land looks and how they can bring ideas. So from there you can choose your idea or the concept you want. So it's easier after getting a professional advice. Then now from there you can engage on the nitty-gritties of the cost and the expenses. Then so the whole thing as I said earlier, is the concept. Then sell that concept to the landscaper.
Okay.
So the landscaper comes with those different designs. So from there you can choose one, and then you can now go with that. And then now from there you know your unique selling point.
Yeah.
So maybe you can have a land maybe somewhere in a hill, and you think that is wasted and there are rocks, but there's something you can make out of it.
Yeah,
a landscaper can come with a design, you can make something, just make it look beautiful and nice. So it's just the piece of land, identify with the piece of land. Let the architects and the landscaper come. They see what is happening on your land and how they can change it, which features they can add. If it's an aesthetic, if it is artificial features they can add to enhance the beauty of it, they'll do it. So it's basically for you to identify.
So identify with the land.
Identify with the land.
Yes, then know what exactly you want to do for your land.
Yes.
Then involve a landscaper.
Yes.
So,
yes, like, okay, if you've traveled in those Middle East countries, like Saudi and they're in the desert, but they're able to plant green grass.
True.
And people always pay for those Arabs there.
Yeah.
They pay very high to go and sit on that because it's not unique to them.
So you have to get what's your unique niche.
Yes.
In that piece of land.
Yes.
And for me to have such a garden, do I need a big piece of land or natakana kuwa na land inatoshanaje for me to have such a garden?
You don't need, okay, that's why I say it depends also. It depends with the space you have and whatever you are trying to sell out there to people. What are you going to sell? Are you going to sell outdoors? Are you going to sell team buildings? So it means that you need to have, like, if you have a mountain, people will be doing mountain climbing, maybe you have some.
Right.
So it depends with the land and also whatever. That's why I say sky is the limit. So how you can play with it is upon you and the resources you have at hand.
Nice.
So an acre can do. It depends. If you have 100 acres, you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's up to you.
It's up to you, yes.
All right.
Yes.
So we'll be getting into the business on one. Then as we come back, you want to know the capital that we need for me to start to start such a business or make a garden out of some farm or some land. Because as I've said, ukikuwa na a piece of land, the only thing unaweza fanya si kupanda tu, you just decide I'll do farming or I'll rent it out or I'll just put up buildings and rent them out or put up my own house. There are many, many more that you can do using the land. But before we get there, let's get into the business 101.
Having a garden is a part of event industry. So is a supply into event industry. So first, most events have to happen in spaces, and most you can choose, maybe do it in a hall, a garden, or even streets. So like, for example, us, we have chose garden because we want that the sereneness. So first, garden, you have to be serene. It has to be unique and also appealing to the users. So in that view, the most important thing is you have to come with your concept. Concept, that one you come up with by doing research. Maybe you can compare other businesses which are doing the same. Then you come with a unique concept. Or sometimes you can even copy from a different location, and then but you customize it to suit your environment. Because what you'll be selling is uniqueness. So thus you have to have something unique which will make other people come to you. And then now from there, after you have known your concept, now is how much are you willing to spend to make sure that concept materialize or actualize. So from there you engage a professional landscaper or professionals to ensure that you get top-notch product at the end of it. So basically that's what I'm saying is product development. You have to go all the stages of product development. So product development, you need expertise, and then expertise from different fields depending on your concept. After now, product development now is selling the product. So you have the garden. Whom do I sell to? So you have to know the channel of distributions. So who will be selling me out there? Am I going to use the social media? Am I going to use mainstream media? Am I going to use sales and marketers, direct sales? So you can decide to have even people who are going to do sales and marketing for you directly. So maybe you're paying them on commission. Then the last bit is now execution now. Now, that's the critical part of it. You have all done all that product development. You have done the distribution part of it. Now, actual business has come to your premises. Now, are you going to give top-notch service? So that's a critical point, because the execution point will determine repeat business. So once you execute your service and your product well to the customer, then you're guaranteed of repeat business. Because these two key stages, the product, the development, and the execution and the distribution part of it, it can cost you a lot. You can do it once. That depending on how you execute. But if you don't execute well, it means that you're going through the cycle on and again, and that means that you'll be running at losses. So execution is the key. Make sure that you execute well, that every details of the customer are well adhered to, so that you can maintain repeat customers. Because the best way of marketing is by word of mouth. So the best way to encourage word of mouth is proper execution. So that's the key. When the customer asks for certain items within that package you are offering, make sure that all of them are adhered to, so that you maintain that repeat customer. And if once all these are done, you'll be in business, because most business come through referrals. So as I'll summarize it, you do product development, which involve research, involve expertise, and then you distribute the product. That's the bit of marketing. And then lastly, execute whatever you had promised your customers. And you'll be home and dry, and you'll enjoy. Okay, my name is Kevin Ogola. I'm the manager for Eldorado Rustic Hotel and Gardens, and you are watching Business Plus.
Yeah, we are back after the Business 101, and I know that you've now gotten something. If you have a piece of land and you want to turn it into a garden that will make money for you, now you know what to do. So, tulikuwa tunaongelea mambo ya capital. How much relatively do I need for me to start such a business?
I may not give exact figures because it depends with also your area.
Okay.
You know, there are certain material will be readily available at your place, at your disposal.
Yeah.
So it might not need maybe stones, maybe the material you use, maybe the grass is readily available, maybe certain trees are readily available within your locality. So I might not give exact figures, and also it depends also with your concept. But the key thing is now, for example, if your area is not that frequent to rain, because you need water.
Yeah.
So you need water. That will be for growing the plantation within that premises with your viewers. So So if you don't have water, you know it's going to be costly on your side.
Yeah.
But if you have water, then if you have a borehole or something, it might be relatively cheaper. So there's no exact, but it's something. It's just playing with the environment. Whatever can work within your place. So you don't need me. It's just like, how do I say it?
Depends with what you have. Start with what you have, then
yes, what you have, and
yes,
yes,
no,
and
then get the basics from outside.
Basics. So the only bit which that's why you need to involve a professional, especially the landscaper, so that will give you that idea, and then now from there you agree. I don't have this, I have this, so they can work around that. So I can't give exact figure. Also, it depends also with your land, the space, like how many acreage you have. Yes, so those are the things. So, but relatively, it's not that expensive.
Yeah,
it's something you can play.
Something you can manage.
You can manage. So it depends with the first thing is you have to have land.
Yeah, of course.
So if that land, you know, also some areas there are places where you can get a plot at 300,000. The places can get at 2 million. So that's one I can't give exact meaning. So it depends with whatever you have.
All right.
Yes.
So apart from the land, is there anything else that we need to accompany the garden? Because as you can see here, apart from just having the garden, you have a hotel, you have the swimming pool area. When I have a garden, is there any other basic, I'd say, I need to accompany with the garden?
Yeah, that's why I said it depends with the concept. When I told you have to do research, so you have to know which concept are you creating. Are you creating like a fun place? Are you creating like a place where you're just going to have wedding receptions, team building? So depending on that, it will now force you now. If I'm going to do a place for children, what do I have to do? I have to have like those small yes.
Thank you.
So I have to have like I have to have those small jeeps. I have to have like a bouncing castle. I have to have like maybe a fountain. Maybe I can do like fish. Those how fish?
The goldfish.
The goldfish. So it depends with.
So the things that will attract your clients.
Your clients. So you have to just create your own niche.
Okay.
So I don't have to do it like other places. I can do it a different concept which gives different. Will give me a different, unique satisfaction to my guest.
So the point is you have to be unique in your own way.
Yes.
All right. So we now want to transform this garden into making money, because here we say business is more than meets the eye, and you have to make money from business. So how do I get my clients?
Business is there. People are business. So you have to get to those people. As I said, every aspect of human life is business. Yeah. When you're born, somebody had to, there's the midwife had to be paid for that. Yeah. Every event of human life.
When you turn a year older.
Yes, is an event.
Yes.
So now from those ones, now you have to customize your product depending on those events. As I told you that mostly garden is the garden business is a part of chain of supply chain for event business. So you create your niche out of there. So maybe I'll be concentrating on weddings. So I have to liaise with people from churches, those people who are doing weddings. I have to liaise with them, like get me. So you cast your net there, maybe. Maybe you have the corporate world. They're having team buildings. I go and look for them. I have a space which can be very nice for your team building. Maybe you can even decide to have a meeting in a garden. It doesn't have to be in a conference room. So there is maybe you can decide, maybe you bring a band, you play it in the garden. Maybe you can decide to have so there are many.
So it's you going for your clients, depending with the niche or the clients that you want. And how do you, using your example, how do you guys advertise yourself? Because apart from just getting the clients, you have to really put yourself out there. So how do you guys advertise yourself?
So, okay, like for now, we do direct marketing. You have to get to people there. You use them to get referrals. Referrals? Yes. And then now the real thing is now people have to know you. So you have to go to social media. You have to use the internet. And possibly we'll be doing some advertisements in the mainstream media. So those are the places. But you see, But those ones are just to let people know you. But now converting that into business, it has to take effort. Like you have to be there, tell people to
convince them.
Convince them.
Yeah.
Yes. So that conversion is the little bit technical part of it.
Yeah.
So you have to just...
You have to be good at explaining what you do.
But now the best one is that conversion can only always come through referrals. So once your client have reached, the first clients have reached your business premise, make sure that you give them good service so that
top-notch service.
Yes, so that they can tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah.
And that's what is the best kind of business strategy for any person to have in business. Because nowadays is whom do you know and how do you know them?
Yeah.
So if you know me and I gave you a good service, you always tell a friend. Somebody just say, I have this situation, help me out. So I think the best way is
the people that you have, give them the best service, then they'll sell you out. All right. So for anyone who's watching us and maybe they have a piece of land and they now want to convert it into a garden, are there any certifications that I need?
Yes. First of all, you see, is a public place, so hygiene issues have to be compliant. So you have to have good, you have to have a health certificate from the Ministry of Health, and then NEMA, and then a business permit, obviously, from the government, and also because you'll be doing business, the tax compliance certificate and regulations. So basically, it's just like any other normal business, but the key ones are the public health, the KRA, and there's no many other. Those are the few I know. Yeah, and the NEMA, so that the people around the environment, maybe you don't have any negative impact to the environment.
Yeah, true. All right. Now I am sure that our audience and the Business Plus family, they're ready to start their business. Or if you're in such a business, now you know what you need to do for you to grow in such a business. Because it's also very important. Umesema usikae dormant, you will learn and improve with time. So if you're in such a business, now you know what you need to do for you to improve and improve and improve. Because we said business is more than meets the eye. You can send your feedbacks on MBCI TV Facebook page on the comment section. And I know that you've had a good time, and we have had a good time as well. We are in a very serene environment, and yes, so I'll see you in the next episode. Remember, we are having a repeat of the same on Friday at 7:30 in the PM. But thank you so much for having us. I hope that we will be having another interview some other time tukiambia watu that we've grown, and also asking them how far they are in the business. Till then, see you in the next episode. Bye.